Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm not going to say too much, just as you heard in the announcement, please make sure you turn off your mobile phones. Very important. I think that's all I'm going to say for now. God fornøjelse. sorry, hi again. Yeah, there is actually maybe one thing I didn't mention that maybe I should. I know I was supposed to do like this kind of big event, like exploring radical concepts or whatever, but like going to war with society and its institutions, you know what I'm trying to say? Like for this concert or whatever, but like I just kind of feel that kind of debut concert has just been, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just become another style or cliche. Like it's the kind of thing that was kind of interesting maybe 10 years ago or something, but like we all know it now. Like, you know, people who claim to be like heterodoxical or like iconoclastic or whatever, like it's just, I mean, and even me like acknowledging there's been any kind of reification or whatever, like, so yeah, I kind of just wanted to do like a normal concert, you know, to have some humility or something, like, yeah, I just wanted to say, I thought I should say, sorry. Yeah, you know what? Let's go there. If you want to go there, let's go there. Like, why are we not allowed to be content with just making a well-made piece anymore, you know? Like, why does everything have to be pointing outwards towards something else? Like, why can't we aim towards consistency rather than like didactically insisting that everything is well conceptualized? It's like we've only been able to advance our musical, artistic, conceptual capacities because we've honed and perfected our knowledge and capabilities at institutions like this one. You know what I mean? Like why are you deluding yourself that this is something you can even get away from? Like, you can't just escape the fact this is the standard by which you're judged to be worthy of value. Like, these are the concrete skills that give us a sense of meaning, purpose, you know, that drive us towards achieving something. Like, you know, like, how are you supposed to be musically articulate if you just do away with the knowledge and tools that give you a voice, you know, if you have no idea where you came from or where you're going? Like, I know I'm coming from a different perspective, but like, I just don't get it, you know, like, why should we be afraid of saying the more musical, the better? You know what I mean? Like, instead we've decided that music should be some kind of medium for critique. It's like we already have plenty of well-established channels for that. Like go and use them if that's what you want to do. Like, for the love of God, can we please just go back to using music to realize what it does best? Like this is literally the thing that makes musicalized sound so real, that it's outside of sound, outside of, you know, meaning, critique, history, so ever. It's like, it's just pure untainted form. It's not representative of anything. Like, you know, this concert hall, like, we need sacred spaces like this more than ever. You know, in a world of YouTube and TikTok, we've forgotten how to listen to and experience music. It's like Like, why do you think we ask people to turn their phones off? It's so that we can participate in a collective experience together, free of any external distractions. You know, it's a mark of respect for yourself as part of a collective congregation without all these ununified elements distracting you, vying for your attention, preventing you from partaking in any kind of meaningful experience. Or, you know, like, no one wants to share these moments anymore. It's all just me, my desires, my wants. You know, like, we have such short attention spans that we can't even sit for 2 minutes through a piece of music without looking at a screen. Like go and do that at home if you want to do that. Like, this just isn't the place for that. Like, come on. Like, we can't produce anything new unless we regain our capacities for listening. Like, I'm trying to resensitize you to the possibility of new oral dimensions through conscious listening. I'm trying to recenter concentration and openness. I'm trying to offer you a new experience of time, marked and shaped by sound. I'm trying to offer you a richer, deeper manifestation and experience of life. Like, I'm so done with this taboo against depth and seriousness just to seem cool. Like I get that you want to be entertained or whatever, but like the world's tough out there, and like we need some of that depth and seriousness in order to get beyond reality and actually, you know, get to grips with the real, with truth. Like, can we please just get beyond the navel-gazing superficiality of ideas and actually take ownership of what we produce rather than this cynical, unintellectual selling out? Like, I'm so fucking done with all this onanistic, ontological questioning and discussing, you know, is this music? Is that music? We know what music is. Like, we've literally built a progressive culture over thousands of years based on a common understanding of what music is. Like, shut up, get on with writing some fucking notes, you know? Like what's this obsession with constantly refining our language and like making everything topsy-turvy, you know? Like, where does it end, you know? Like, just because something's musical doesn't make it music. I mean, like, of course we're allowed to be different, but like, let's at least agree on some fundamentals, you know, and then move on to getting on with the task in hand, you know. There's just way too much thinking and not enough actually fucking doing, you know. Maybe if we actually did something rather than just thinking about it, we'd actually have something new to say, you know. All this postmodern, post-structuralist questioning and interrogating, it's just keeping us stuck in the 20th century, you know. Like, why are we still interested in producing something which is already done, you know? Like, do we really have to go back to style? Like, why is everything just reduced to style now? And you know, while we're on the subject, like, data doesn't suffer, algorithms don't feel. Like, why are we letting these things set the limits of our creativity? Why are you letting a computer determine our capacities for meaningful communication? Like, how are you supposed to have any meaning or purpose in your life if you just let a fucking computer do all the work for you? You know, just pushing some buttons on a computer isn't culture. Like, why do we have to reduce everything to an index of sound files or software plugins? Like, why can't we have something of our own to say? You know, like, where's the sense of passion, inner agitation, excitement? Like, there's just this cold indifference, this obsession with trivial absurdities. Like, they can't be bothered seeing an idea to its conclusion. You know, they just lazily recycle the same old forms again and again and again. Like, what's the point? What's the purpose of all this? You know, like where's the ambition, struggle, yearning, like desire? You know, like, there's just no self-respect anymore. Like, everything's just left to chance. Holding on to this bizarre idea that music is somehow about experimenting, about making the never heard or never used. It's like, no, that's not why we study it. Think about it. Like, we study to become experts in the fields that we're engaged in. You know what I mean? Like, I've studied here, like, and acquired a vast pool of knowledge and techniques over nearly a quarter of a century of studying music. And my task as a composer is to take that knowledge and put it into practice. You know, like, we spent centuries building institutions like this just to let instrumentalists play to the highest possible standards. Like I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to take advantage of that and like use it to its full potential. Like, why are you wasting your time engaging with something that has nothing to do with music? You know, I came here to become a specialist in music. Like, why would you waste your time making something that you don't have any expertise in? Like how are people supposed to take you seriously if you're just out there foregrounding how incompetent you are? Like, if you're actually going to create something that people are going to take seriously, why not try and get better at what you actually know rather than taking jobs away from better qualified people? You know, like, how can you be so fucking arrogant? You know what I mean? Like, go and do that at art school if you want to do that. Like, this is not the place for that. Like, at some point you have to grow up and take responsibility for your music. Like, I'm so fed up with it. I spent my whole life going from music school to studying music at university to studying at the Music Conservatory just to get to this point. And then you have these random 20-something art students coming along and saying, oh yeah, I might have a go at music, la la la. Well, fuck off! Put in the necessary 25 years of groundwork first and then come back to me. You know, like, how are we supposed to know who's good or bad or valuable or worthless? And as we can see that people have put in the hours, days, months, and years into actually getting to this point rather than just swanning in on a whim. Like, I mean, it's insane. Like, you're gonna have these instrumentalists trained for years to play to the highest possible standards, and then you give them this? You give them this shit that anybody could make in 2 seconds? You know, audiences like you come expecting some real music, and instead you give them your half-baked trash just to be edgy and shocking and critical. I mean, what an insult! Like, how fucking disrespectful can you be? You know, like, you don't give a fuck about your listeners. Like, why the fuck should they listen to you anyway? There's just this, you know what I mean? There's just this pathetic jealousy in these people who, they see real talent and hard work, and they just say, oh, I'm being suppressed by your entitlement, and try and pretend that above all these people like me who've actually put in the hours because they're somehow above these things which we value and feel inspired and empowered by, that they're holding the rest of us to account. And it's just bullshit, because they don't actually care about anything. They don't have any values or beliefs. They're not trying to achieve anything. They just lazily recycle the same, like, material and steal it from other composers rather than having a semblance of genuine originality. Like, there's nothing new in these pieces. If you're just using the same old material, how can you claim you're making anything new, you know? And then there's this whole obsession with meaning and deciphering text. It's like, come on, we're composers. Stuff like that is totally irrelevant. Like, music should just speak for itself. Music's just sound. You know, if you have to add additional context, it's just because you're trying to defend your piece because you know it's shit. So, yeah, please, let's try to do something different for a change. Like, no fucking interrogation of my psyche. It's not going to be any fucking, piercing the true functioning of reality to dissolve the ontological consistency, the annulment of the subject, unmasking the real desire. No! We're just going to have a nice, normal fucking concert for a change, where it's not about me, it's not about you. You know, at least instrumental music isn't claiming to be socially progressive. At least it's not fucking hypocritical, you know. I'm not trying to win any awards for thinking. I'm not trying to make you feel anything. I have some dignity, some humility, you know. I've got nothing to prove. I'm not some kind of vulgar, self-serving, hedonistic narcissist, you know. Like, I don't have some kind of special power or insight. I'm not some kind of composer-performer type who thinks everything's all about them. No, it's about the fucking music. Obviously, it's about sound. Like, I don't get this sudden fucking aversion to sound, you know? Like, why are people so desperate to detach themselves from the sounds that they create? Like, why do they want to take ownership instead? Like, how can they not even care about how it sounds? Like if you have a great... Like, if you can make something sound better, why would you just change it, you know? Like, if it's not about sound, what's the point even? Like, if you have a great sound, that should just be the whole idea of the piece, you know? Like, I mean, like, check this out. It's a great sound. It's an amazing sound. It's an extraordinary sound. It's a remarkable sound. It's a brilliant sound. It's an incredible sound. It's a stunning sound. It's an intriguing sound. It's an unbelievable sound. It's a crazy sound. It's a unique sound. It's a wonderful sound. It's an awesome sound. It's a marvelous sound. It's a terrific sound. It's a fantastic sound. It's a superb sound. It's a phenomenal sound. It's an astonishing sound. It's a fascinating sound. It's a charming sound. It's a captivating sound. It's a tantalizing sound. It's a bizarre sound. It's an exceptional sound. It's an unmistakable sound. It's a peculiar sound. It's a first-rate sound. It's a glorious sound. It's a stupendous sound. It's a mesmerizing sound. It's a lovely sound. It's a fabulous sound. It's an exceptional sound. It's a sensational sound. It's an unbelievable sound. It's a striking sound. It's an outstanding sound. It's a momentous sound. It's an unforgettable sound. It's an arresting sound. It's a tremendous sound. It's a miraculous sound. It's an uncanny sound. It's a spectacular sound. It's a breathtaking sound. It's a precious sound. It's an exquisite sound. It's a stellar sound. It's a superlative sound. It's a magnificent sound. It's a distinctive sound. It's a singular sound. It's a pungent sound. It's an emphatic sound. It's an assertive sound. It's an indelible sound. It's an enticing sound. It's a vibrant sound. It's a delectable sound. Okay, you know what? Okay, right, fucking stop. Shut up. Okay, come on, right, fucking hell. You know what? Okay, I know this is a bit fucking weird or whatever. Like, I know I wanted to include this piece, right, because it's from 10 years ago. From my bachelor's, I wanted to show how much, like, my progression, you know, but it was a bad idea. Like, it's not good enough. Let's try and work on it a bit. Can we just maybe try the last minute or something and, you know, see what we can do with it? Something, I don't know. Yeah, let's just try the last minute or something. Try and make it a bit more, I don't know, a bit more valuable somehow, like, you know?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite drinks ever is just a Coke Zero.
Coke Zero?
Yeah.
Oh, you're hard.
Yeah, sorry. I know.
Big man on campus.
Yeah, I was with some friends, and one of them was drinking Coke Zero. I'd never encountered it before.
You never even crossed paths with it?
No, I think I was drinking... I'm very infantile with drinks. I was drinking squash, fresh squeezed orange juice watered down, maybe some water.
Fresh orange juice watered down is very good, right?
Maybe.
Because you're watering it down.
But then I tried it, and it tastes really good, Coke Zero. Really good. And I don't drink tea or coffee, so I do need caffeine from somewhere. So that's where I get it from.
Why do you choose Coke Zero over Diet Coke?
Like, I don't like Diet Coke.
Yeah?
I don't know. I think the taste is just... Coke Zero is just so much better. The taste, it's like I just find, I don't know, Diet Coke is that sort of dull, horrible, artificial sort of flavor. I mean, I know they're all artificial, I know, but Coke Zero is, I don't know what I think, it's just light years ahead of any other diet kind of drink.
Really?
Yeah, since Coke Zero came out, I've gone right off Diet Coke. You guys with me on this?
Not necessarily. I find if I'm a bit parched or it's a hot day, Diet Coke's my go-to. I find it more refreshing, more hydrating.
What? Than a Coke Zero?
Yeah, than a Coke Zero. Coke Zero, I like the stronger flavors, but I wouldn't drink it on a hot day. I'd go for Diet Coke.
I don't know. I think, like, you taste more that there's no sugar in Diet Coke than you do in Coke Zero.
That's why I find it more refreshing, Diet Coke. I could probably have 2 or 3 Diet Cokes in a row, whereas Coke Zero, you feel you've had a drink.
That's the danger. If you get something that you can have 2 or 3 Cokes, because,
I worry about what's in it. In Coke Zero? Yeah, like, I don't know how they're making it taste so sweet. It's artificial sweetness. Is it like aspartame or whatever it's called? Aspartame, yeah. I sometimes think about it.
I will say, I've been drinking more Coke. I tried to switch it up, Coke Zero and Diet Coke as much as possible.
Sure.
Because the fake sugars are killing us.
Yeah.
I'm convinced about that.
Well, look, I'll tell you this about Diet Coke. Here's something brand new for you. In 2013, I think, I gave up caffeine, and for 5 years, I just didn't have any caffeine at all. And then I started drinking Diet Coke again after 5 years because I hadn't had any caffeine. It just tasted like normal Coke.
But yeah, Diet Coke's much more watery, isn't it? Girly than Coke Zero, which is specifically designed for men.
It was targeted.
The lettering is black, like darkness and fear and things that men are concerned with. It's a bit more boys.
That's why Coke Zero is basically they brought it in because it was supposed to be like a manly Diet Coke.
Yeah, I think it's, but you know, and there's probably that tiny little outskirt of my personality, which is, do I want the thing that is 1% more manly or 1% more womanly?
Yeah.
I think I think I'm gonna go for the man. Yeah. But yeah, you know, listen, I'm a slave to my genetics, I suppose. There it is.
Fair enough.
You know, I am who I am, you know, and that's, yeah, I mean, what can you do?
But I want to know what it is about Coke Zero that tastes different from Diet Coke, though. I can't tell the difference, can you? Because I only drink Diet Cokes, and to me they just taste like normal Coke. Yeah, I can absolutely tell the difference. You can tell the difference? Yeah, fully can tell the difference. Coke Zero is like supposed to be what regular Coke tastes like, right? Right.
Yeah, so I have a friend, really, really funny guy, and we share a love of sort of Diet Colas, whether it's Pepsi Max or Diet Pepsi or Coke Zero or Diet Coke or whatever. And so one night we tried a cocktail. We just thought, what happens? So we made a cocktail of Pepsi Max, Diet Pepsi, Coke Zero, and Diet Coke. It tasted horrible.
Really?
It just didn't, all the flavors fought each other. You know, it just didn't work.
Wow. So that's one of the for people who say they're the same drink, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't mix them all together.
No, you can't. It just didn't work.
I mean, you can definitely tell the difference in the taste. Diet Coke's a bit more... If I'm drinking Diet Coke, I can feel like I'm being hydrated as well, like it's slightly thinner, it's still tasty. I love Diet Coke, but it's slightly more watery.
Whereas Coke Zero, it's a fuller flavor. It doesn't feel like it's hydrating me. It fills me up more. I think he's right that the Diet Coke tastes a bit more watered down.
It's got a little bit of perfume in it.
Really?
A splash of perfume.
You think they've marketed it towards women by putting perfume in it?
It's just lighter, more airy. It's sort of like a convertible car. Long blonde hair blowing in the wind. Do you know what I mean?
No, but it says a lot about you.
Whereas Coke Zero, we can deal with zero. We're not frightened of zero. Nothing. Zero.
Yeah, I think some people buy Coke Zero because it's there. Because the name,
It's a
like,
good
it makes
name.
you think, oh, you know, maybe this Diet Coke has got like other stuff in it that's bad. And this is the like
This is
ultimate
Zero.
Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No, but it's a really good name. I mean, honestly, you have to hand it to some marketeers and stuff like that. Because Diet Coke here, you know, but Coke Zero, they're making it sound like better,
Sounds
you know?
cool.
Better than a normal Coke.
And Zero's a cool word because it starts with a Z.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And you know, it's in lots of computer games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And you know, you just think, oh yeah, Coke Zero.
I've only noticed a difference when you get it from the fountain. Like when you go on, I noticed the main thing is that with Diet Coke, the bubbles take longer to settle. The froth takes longer to settle. The Diet Coke, it kind of levels out pretty quickly. You can pour, you can fill your glass quicker.
Yeah.
I
The
don't-
Coke Zero is like frothing up.
It's so hard because I don't believe that this is true.
What?
And yet, it's too boring to ever have like a Mythbusters episode about it. So like, we'll never know. No one will ever take the time to prove that this is false or real.
So,
but
so
I
it's
just,
not my most.
It is true.
It's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
Back him up on that because at Nando's in the UK,
The froth up.
you can have to go and get your own fountain drinks, and sometimes someone might ask for a Coke Zero, someone else might ask for a Diet Coke, and you take both glasses. They fill up at different speeds.
Yeah.
I don't think this.
And personally, the main, like you say about you want to be on, well, you want to be on the go. You just want to be doing stuff, right? You want to be quick.
Yeah.
Personally, the most agonizing and most pointless wait in my life, which feels depressing, is waiting for the froth to go down in a soft drink. So I can do the fountain again. I hate this going. And then having to wait around for it to settle. So I'll get a Diet Coke every time because the Coke Zero is frothing up and it's slowing down. It's
I
frothing
will
up again,
say,
and it's
on
slowing
my
down.
flight back here yesterday, I witnessed a flight attendant do something so insane to try to mitigate that time. Is she got 2 cups and she opened the can of Coke, the Diet Coke that I had ordered. She started pouring in one and then started pouring in the other, and then like combined them as one of the fizzes like subsided. It was so crazy. I was like, you didn't save any time.
Yeah.
Just wasted a cup.
You just wasted a cup. It was so. I was like, what are they teaching you?
I tell you what would be the slowest fountain in Nando's though. The liquid chicken fountain.
Yeah, that would be.
I will say, the other thing I like to do sometimes is at the movie theaters in the US now, they have these big red Coke fountains that, like, you know, there's like hundreds of different flavors.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
The Coke freestyle.
Yeah.
So I have a very small house now, but if I ever decide to buy a big house, or I'd really like to build a house, and I like to get one of those freestyle machines.
Yeah, that's the dream. That is the dream.
Yes, to have one in my house.
There's some in the UK as well.
Are there?
There's one in Leicester moved there.
I've never seen them there.
There was one in the Burger King on Leicester Square.
Really?
Yeah.
With all the, even things like high C in it, all the American drinks, the American syrups.
They've got crazy stuff in there, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'd really like. One of those in my house. I was actually just back in the States, and I kept seeing ads on TV for Nitro Pepsi, which is a new draft Pepsi that's smooth and creamy. I couldn't find it anywhere. And my friend was going to bring me back one in the suitcase, but you can't put cans of soda in your suitcase
Yeah, of course,
because of the pressurization of the cabin or the depressurization or something. I don't know.
I like a nitro thing they did. They did nitro cold brew in Starbucks for a bit, and it was creamy. And I've had beer in nitro taps as well. It's really, really good.
I think butterbeer is like that.
Butterbeer, I think, is like that.
Yeah, you can get them at theme parks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Pepsi to come here. But anyway, yeah, I love those freestyle machines because it, like, you don't need a lot of them. Nobody needs Sprite, like a vanilla,
Yeah.
you know, like, but there it is. It's there.
Yeah.
But what I'll do is I'll fill it 3/4 of the way with Coke Zero and then 1/4 of the way with regular cherry Coke.
Oh.
And you just need a splash.
Okay.
You just need a splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's liquor.
Yeah, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good, and you wouldn't even know that there's any Coke Zero in it. There are,
That's
like,
a
even
good
though
tip.
it's mostly Coke Zero,
Yeah.
but it's great.
Have you heard the story, by the way, about Coke Zero?
No.
About like why there is Coke Zero? Do you know the story of New Coke?
No, new Coke.
Okay, let's start 50 years back then. So in the 1980s, there was a moment where Pepsi started to beat Coke, and in that moment, Coke created a new formula. You may remember this. They created something called New Coke. This was a disaster, and in response, they came out with Classic Coke, the original formula. When they came out with Classic Coke, they didn't change the flavor of Diet Coke. So Diet Coke tastes like New Coke. So if you wanted to taste the failed formula of 1980s New Coke, try Diet Coke. That's what it tasted like.
That's what it was.
And then recently Coca-Cola realized we have the technology to create a zero-calorie beverage that tastes like Coca-Cola, and they came out with Coke Zero. So that's why there is Coke Zero, but they didn't know how to market it because they couldn't pull Diet Coke off the shelf because there's people who love Diet Coke. They love New Coke. So they had to figure out a way to market it. They came up with this uber-masculine black can thing. That's why you have Coke Zero.
I knew that Diet Coke tasted like normal Coke. I told you this. It's this thing, you see. Right, I cut caffeine out of my diet in 2013.
You wouldn't know it.
Yeah, caffeine, right? Well, this is the thing. 5 years in 2018, I fell off the wagon. What I did, I started drinking Diet Coke. So I didn't start drinking anything else, but I was like, I'll have Diet Coke. It's got caffeine in it, but I'll have that anyway. I haven't had Coke in 5 years, so Diet Coke tastes like regular Coke to me. And this is what I've been saying for ages, of how it tastes like normal Coke to me. And now it's been confirmed that the reason why is because it's New Coke. That's what I've been drinking the whole time.
But when did this New Coke thing happen?
In the 80s.
Yeah, so that's not why. That was in the 80s.
No, Diet Coke to this day tastes like New Coke.
But he's never had New Coke. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I have. Diet Coke. I drink it all the time, baby.
But he knows it doesn't taste like regular Coke.
I feel like I'm being ganged up on here.
Bad luck.
I'm very partial to a Coke Zero, but I always put lime into it because otherwise it's too sweet for me. And you don't need to do that with Pepsi Max Lime, for example. It's already got the synthetic lime flavour, so that's all I need.
Have you tried the Diet Coke Lime?
No.
Would you refuse to?
No, I would refuse to try it, but it's not something I assume it would be my first choice. No, I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I ought to. In parts of Eastern Europe, instead of putting lemon or lime in their cola, they often put slice of orange.
I'm on board with that.
Recommend.
So what edges it with the Pepsi Max Lime? I think you would have done that anyway.
Exactly. What I really want is Coke Zero Lime to come out.
I'm very excited because I'm going to Disney World for the first time. There's a place in Disney World where they serve all the Cokes from all over the world, all the different types with all different in different countries. And they serve all of them. And I'm hoping that maybe when you think about stuff like, oh, I hope they do a Coke Zero Lime, maybe they do that somewhere in the world and it'll be in that little restaurant.
And that'll be it.
What do you think of the flavoured Diet Cokes that they brought out in all the different ones?
Right, I'll tell you.
Take us through them.
Cherry Diet Coke, I didn't used to mind, but then they added like a kick to it.
Chili, the fiery chili one. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, the fire. And I had that, I just thought, this is like...
Yeah, it's not good.
Like catching in my throat.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The vanilla, I didn't like it. I thought it was too vanilla.
Uh-huh. Peach? By too vanilla, do you mean the vanilla flavour
Both.
was too strong or it was too boring?
Or was because it was too weak.
Yeah.
I found it was both too strong and too weak. And I think when I was over in Japan recently, and I had a Coke. What was it called? Coke Plus, I think it was, which is supposed to be really good for you. It's supposed to be like a health Coke.
Right.
And it was really nice. It just tasted like a normal Coke, but it's like a health, so it makes you feel better. I mean, I can't remember now, but I looked it up. Obviously, I looked it up.
Yeah, of course.
And they said, it kind of makes you even better. It's kind of like Uber Coke, Miracle Coke.
Wow.
And that was good.
Why is that not just a normal Coke now? They should do that everywhere.
They could do that. Yeah.
It tastes the same.
Well, they should certainly bring it over.
Yeah.
And it was clear like Tab used to be.
Oh, great.
So that was good. So the normal cherry Coke, I don't mind. They did lemon and lime Coke for a while, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't really like the flavors. I'm going to be honest with you. I liked cherry until they changed it and gave it that little kick.
I'm similar. I like Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Pepsi Max.
I'm also not a huge fan of Diet Cherry Coke. But tell me, have you ever dove into the world of Cherry Pepsi Max? That's my favourite.
Yeah.
That is my favourite. That's my treat if I'm driving home. I'll stop at a petrol station, buy myself a Cherry Pepsi Max. I think if that was booze, it would be my favourite drink of all time.
I like Cherry Pepsi.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's delicious. A real treat for me.
Yeah.
It's like a dessert in a can.
Yeah.
Right, I've tried it. Not for me.
Really?
It's quite, it feels, I mean, listen, I can drink, it makes me feel dirty drinking it. To me, it's like that's the sort of, someone who's a drug addict and then goes on to heroin, and you kind of go, no, dude, listen, that's now probably...
It's a step too far.
Yeah, and I think that would, with Cherry Pepsi Max, because they do it in slightly bigger bottles, as well as just...
500 milliliters.
Yeah, we're going to give you 33% more of this thing, that if you stop for 1 second and think about what you're actually tasting, you go, what on earth am I doing? What is this? But I still like it sometimes, but not, it doesn't make me feel good about myself, but I do like normal cherry Coke, very occasionally. I do it once a year, and once a year maybe a Dr. Pepper.
They now do Coke Zero Cherry.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Which is very nice, but
how's that working out for you?
It's working out pretty well, but the Pepsi Max Cherry is still my favorite if we're ranking the cherries.
Yeah.
It's fine, but I I don't actually see it very often anymore. It sort of tends to hide.
Yeah, the shop near my apartment, they do it.
Okay.
I think there's a conspiracy to get rid of Cherry Pepsi Max. Every petrol station I've been into recently, and that's a lot, all the Cherry Pepsi Max is gone, and it's Pepsi Max with raspberry, which almost looks exactly the same because it's only a tiny little fruit emblem. So I've brought that accidentally a few times, and Coke Zero with cherries taking up most of the shelf space. I've not seen a Cherry Pepsi Max for about a month.
I've got a friend who's very into Pepsi Max raspberry.
Yeah, I mean...
I love raspberry, but I haven't yet been able to sort of embrace that drink.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but that does happen every now and then, though. Every now and then, there's these machinations in the industry that the consumer can barely glimpse. Like when Haribo took over the entire candy industry. That happened by stealth, didn't it? One year, there was like normal candy. The next year, there was fucking Haribo, and that's all you can get. But they could be phasing it out.
Why would they phase it out?
No one drinks the raspberry anyway. The raspberry one is disgusting.
I've had the same thing with just normal Coke Zero before now as well. I don't like that they changed the design of the Zero cans because it used to be a black can.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah!
They changed it to look like a normal Coke, or too much like a normal Coke.
Yeah.
So occasionally I've been brought like a Coke Zero and I've had that moment of panic. I'm halfway through drinking it and I'm like, is this definitely a Coke Zero?
Yeah!
Yeah, and I hate it. I want everyone to know that I'm drinking a Coke Zero. I don't want them to look over and think I'm drinking a Coca-Cola and I'm just a basic bitch.
Yeah, I mean, who even drinks fully fat Coke now?
Basic bitches.
Yeah!
People who are hungover, I think, as well.
Yeah, like I always love the look of someone who's on sort of like public transport and they've got like a 2-liter bottle of fucking full fat Coke and they're just quaffing it out in the street.
Yeah, Faxacondi.
And also to me, because I haven't had full fat Coke in ages. So Coke Zero and Diet Coke taste just like a full fat Coke now. So there's no point in me even having a full fat Coke.
Yeah. At home though, my wife won't drink, so she has a Pepsi Max.
Yeah?
We have a really sort of...
Divided household.
Yeah.
What does she say to you? Like, do you ever have arguments about that? Do I have to justify to her whatever?
No, I mean, luckily enough, I'm doing well enough for myself that we can have the option. You know, but if we get to a place where, we can only pick one, I think that's where things will become quite awkward.
You ever been like, why do you prefer those? I don't understand. It's not as nice as this lovely Coke Zero I've got.
We've had that discussion, and a couple of times sort of like, I might just on special occasions, I might just go, oh, fuck it, I'll have a Pepsi Max. And I've got a bit of gas from that. That's what you have with Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. You have that extra...
Yeah, more gas.
Yes. Yeah, more gas. Yeah. My palate's not ready for it.
Yeah.
But Diet Pepsi is fucking disgusting. I fucking hate Diet Pepsi. I hate that drink. It's disgusting.
He's going to tell you something awful now. Strap in for this.
Oh, I've got a fridge full of Diet Pepsi, man. I love Diet Pepsi.
No, you don't!
I love it. I've got a fridge full of it. I love Diet Pepsi.
Fuck off!
The last...
Are you serious?
The last drink that touched my lips today was a Diet Pepsi.
Not Pepsi Max, because Pepsi Max is nice.
I am
I like
shocked!
Pepsi Max, but I've got Diet Pepsi in the fridge.
What the fuck? No! You were the first person who I know who has willingly bought Diet Pepsi because Diet Pepsi is normally the choice when a takeout when they don't. Are you serious?
I love it.
I hate it.
I love it.
Every time I've had a Diet Pepsi,
Wow!
I'm with you here. Every time I've had a Diet Pepsi, it tastes like it's been sat there for so long that the can has started to melt into the drink. Like it tastes of can.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you like normal Pepsi or Pepsi Max as well?
I like Pepsi Max.
What about Coke? Diet Coke?
For a long time, I liked Diet Coke.
Same.
Because I gave up drinking caffeine.
Yeah?
Years ago, like 5 years, I had no caffeine. And then I started drinking Diet Coke again, and it tasted like normal Coke because it had been so long. I hadn't had normal Coke in so long.
That's exactly it.
So Diet Coke tastes like normal Coke. Loved Diet Coke for ages. Just drank Diet Coke.
Yep.
Thought Coke Zero was the same as Diet Coke. We'll put a pin in that and we'll come back to it and you can tell me why I'm wrong.
Ooh.
Started getting bored with Diet Coke. Had a Diet Pepsi one day and I thought,
oh my
God! This aren't in a Diet Coke.
No!
I've got some more interesting notes in there going on. It's got some different flavors buzzing about. And it was like, this is way more exciting. It tasted almost botanical. I loved it. Tastes better. It's a better drink. Diet Coke, Coke Zero, they're fine. But I find them a bit boring, a bit flat for me. It feels like it might as well just be fizzy water. A bit boring to me, whereas other things are a bit more interesting, aren't they?
Oh my God! How dare you compare it to fizzy water? Oh my God! It's disgusting!
I do like the Diet Coke with lime. I've enjoyed that when they've got it.
Look, I respect you, but I am shocked by this. Because I have never heard of someone willingly drinking Diet Pepsi in my life.
Weirdly, I've never heard that he now drinks Diet Pepsi.
You've heard this.
Is this a new thing? Wow, I am shocked.
Also, not enough fizz. Not enough fizz, definitely.
Yeah!
The exact right amount of fizz. Diet Coke is too fizzy. It attacks. I can feel it dissolving my gums. This is soothing.
Yeah, Diet Coke is pretty fizzy actually, but Coke Zero is the sweet spot, honestly.
Is it less fizzy at Coke Zero?
Yeah, I think so, but I mean, why do you have this?
Yeah, this actually is the same thing that you said earlier. You know, you get a takeaway and they send you a Diet Pepsi instead of a Diet Coke. I had that one day and I was like, fair enough. And I was like, actually, I prefer this because I actually like it when fizzy drinks go a bit flat.
Oh, dude!
I started to find Diet Coke kind of a bit flavorless. It's aggressively fizzy and not much like flavor to it.
I agree with you there. I think Diet Coke tricked us all for years.
Yeah.
Come on, Diet Coke's the OG. Diet Coke's the best.
What?
It tastes amazing. It's refreshing on a hot day. It's incredible. You can have 2 or 3 cans of Diet Coke, whereas all of these other things, they're like a meal in a glass.
Yeah, it's interesting, but you're right. Though I realize that it's too gassy.
Yeah.
And it does lack a lot of taste.
Yeah.
I think it pulled the wool over our eyes for a long time.
Yeah.
No, my first choice on a hot day would always be Diet Coke. It just would because I drink so much of it over the years, you know. Used to hate it, forced myself to like Diet Coke, didn't used to like them. But over many years I've managed to. But why do I like it? It's just so...
I'll tell you why I used to like it.
Okay.
I stopped drinking I stopped drinking caffeine in 2013.
Yeah.
And although like I didn't know that, so I stopped drinking Coke in general. And I thought, even though there's caffeine in it, I'll allow myself some Diet Coke. But this was like 4 years later, so I hadn't had any Coke.
Yeah.
Anything that tasted like Coca-Cola, I just hadn't done it. And then Diet Coke now just tastes like Coke used to.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like it before, but before I'd be like, oh, this tastes like a bad version of Coke.
Yeah.
But now, I'm like, this is what Coca-Cola tastes like, and I can't tell the difference.
I've never really drunk normal Coke, so like the taste of Diet Coke is great.
No, yeah, not for a long time. But I went for about 2 years without drinking it at all because one assumes that if you imagine it, you sort of always imagine that you're in a sci-fi film at any given time. One assumes that when they look back on this time, they're gonna go, and they were drinking the.
Can't believe they were
drinking the fizzy brown stuff that killed them.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they were kind of deliberately doing it to themselves. They were killing themselves.
Yeah.
Deliberately, they were doing it. And to me, that's just the kind of product that I would. So I went a couple years without it, but then when you're back on it, it's just great.
Yeah.
But it's so weird that it's great.
Yeah, but you know, like, Diet Coke is just always like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
People are always saying, like,
Hey,
about Diet Coke,
run the analysis.
You know,
Come on.
you get all these awful diseases and you shouldn't drink
Yeah,
it.
keep
But then
going, come on.
They're clogging the full fat.
Yeah.
Throw in anything.
Okay.
Diet Coke's bad for you, or seltzer's bad for you, or coffee's bad for you.
I just think, I'll just start smoking again if that's the way you're going to
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
just get stuck into
No, like,
cigarettes.
no.
you
How's
think,
it
like,
how's it
what's the
looking?
point?
How's the
Sure.
analysis?
Yeah, why try?
You're
Yeah,
right.
no,
it's
no,
all bad.
no. You see,
Being alive
we
is
need to be
bad
more
for you.
intelligent about how we
always
allocate our
necessary.
assets, guys.
Never good.
Come on,
The
you
one
know,
thing I
we
drink
low risk, high
the
yield.
other thing
You
I
know,
drink
like
far too much of is a caffeine.
Come on, we need to arbitrage ourselves to our moral and
after about
formal
2 in the
competence, you know,
afternoon,
guys.
I
Like,
get
come on,
caffeine anxiety.
like, we need to invest in our
Little
future.
cans
You know,
or the
like, what are you
caffeine-free
doing?
Coke Zero. They now do caffeine-free Pepsi Max, caffeine-free Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, hey, you.
much
Look,
downline.
yeah, overpressure's like a sound
Here's a
investment
question
right
for
now.
you
So
about
overpressure, come on.
When's the last time you drank
We can go long on the Super Bowl. You
Or
know,
have you
Super
not had
Bowl.
it for a while?
Super Bowl.
Sometimes,
it's a
if
great
I go to a
sound.
restaurant and I say, "Can I have a Coke Zero?" They say,
these kind of
"We
things are
have
only
Diet."
available
Then I'll
to
take
the
Diet.
institutional
Sometimes I'll
investors,
have full
guys.
fat, if that's all they have or something like that. Then I'll have it. So yeah, I mean, I don't have it a lot.
Yeah,
Only
hey,
if it's
you,
the only thing available.
fishing
I
line
had to
is
drink
looking
one.
pretty
I was
like a
forced to
sound
drink
bit
one
right
in
now.
Philly this past week.
Yeah.
And actually, it was the first time in a long
Hey, bass clarinet, like the air sound
does
bombs.
Diet Coke just taste
Yeah, they're triple A guaranteed right now. Like they're great sounds. Come
Now
on.
it tastes
How's it
like-
looking over
I
here,
can't do
guys?
it. I couldn't finish the can.
Yeah, you see, like our credit
Because it was
ratings
like,
through the roof,
I was
guys.
like, this is so sweet. Like it's too much sugar.
Hey, you.
And it's
Both
just
sounds
too-
up. Yeah, both sounds
I
up
don't really drink full fat
300%.
Coke
Come on, let's play this.
I would
Yeah,
always
you.
go
We're 200 to
for
1
Coke
on
Zero,
on
because
body
it's
knocks.
sweeter,
Yeah, body knocks. Come on.
and
Yeah,
I
there
did
you
read
go.
up on
There
it,
you
and you
go.
have to drink
Come on,
liters
let's
and
keep
liters
investing,
of it a
guys.
day for it to have a rat
Yeah,
would
you
have
can't
to
go
drink
short on that
liters
jet
and
whistle. You
liters a day
cannot
for
afford
the
to go
rats
short
to
right
grow
now.
enormous balls on its head. That is what happens when you drink too much.
you know what? We're
It's
in
got
for the long
testosterone.
haul with
It's sweetened
the simp on the
testosterone.
symbol.
Diet
Like,
Coke
we're
has
definitely
a
in for the
little
long haul with the
perfume.
simp.
Coke
With
Zero
the
has a
symbol.
little bit of
The symbol on the
testosterone.
symbol.
If you drink too much,
Like, it's,
you're gonna start getting too manly. But yeah,
I mean,
I'm obsessed with
how's
Coke
it
Zero.
looking?
So
Yeah,
I'm a
come on,
Coke
guys.
Zero kind of
Our
guy.
growth stock rates
I
are
love the
insane
Coke Zero.
right now.
I think that
Yeah,
I
come on.
pretty much
A lot of
with
people invested in this.
one
Come
meal
on.
a day.
Let's try and
I
keep
like
those
the nice
margins
little
nice and
fuzziness
fat,
of it.
guys.
And
Come
as you
on,
know,
come on.
I like a nice cold drink.
Yeah, ice cold.
Yeah, how's our
colder if I put it in
capitalization
the
looking?
freezer for, half an hour before my video.
Current ratio.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I love it.
clarinet, like multiphonics are guaranteed sound right now. Like,
that is my favorite.
Like, come on, guys, we need to make sure our investment sound.
Like, I order it at a cafe. I go.
These are the instruments of investment. Like,
and they bring it to
seriously,
me. And I'm like, this is room temperature.
Like,
are you
Seagull Effect is guaranteeing
Go
that
get me
derivative
ice
now.
or get me the one in the back of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fridge.
Like, come on, if you don't perform the classes properly, then you're compromising our derivatives.
And then if I ask for ice,
yeah, there you
look
go.
at me
Come on.
like I'm just stripped down naked or something. So like, how can you
guys,
ice? It's cold. And I'm like,
fucking,
dude, I live in Denmark.
you need to exchange instruments.
Shut
Come
up.
on,
Give me
we
my
need to
ice.
swap instruments. Come on, we need to. Yeah, guys, come on. We need to diversify the portfolio here. This isn't good enough. Like, we need to ring fence our dividends, guys. Seriously. How's it looking now?
A large glass, like a pint of Coke.
No, guys, we're in a bubble here. Seriously.
And the idea of a fountain.
Yeah, we really need to lower our beta. Like, like we're 3 to 12 down on key clicks right now.
I don't need this.
Yeah, come on, guys. We need to increase our equity. Like, seriously, guys. Come on.
I'll drink 3 or 4.
Come on, increase the volume. Increase the volume. Come on, guys. There you go. There you go. Like, don't be a liability. Seriously. Yeah. Hey, you. Just make sure there are no fucking head and shoulders on that waveform. Got me? Good. Okay.
I have never felt so enraged in my entire life.
Yeah, you see, guys, there's an order imbalance right here. Seriously, like,
and then you have to sit, and your meal has to come in. You have to sit with
like, we need to manage the risk.
one can of Coke and not
I don't fucking know. Take the Jetté and the Poleno, like, package them together. You know, come on, guys, just keep going. Like, we need more. We need more interest. Like, we need to we need to consolidate our interest, to grow our interest. You know, like, where's the like? Come on, get the interest going. Like, fucking work. You know, like, how are we supposed to survive if we don't push forward? If everyone isn't striving to be the best, like, how can you hope for anything new without investing in your future? You know, like,
I don't know what it is.
There's so many great sounds to choose from. Like, you know, come on, guys, we need to invest in this. Like, we need to demand more of our music, of ourselves. Like, you know, we know there's infinite sounds. We haven't exhausted them all. We're just too fucking lazy to actually discover them. You know, how do you expect to grow without investing in your future? Like, why would you not make use of the freedom you have to do the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you ever want to play an instrument normally? Like, there's so many great sounds out there to choose from. Like, how else can you be authentic? Like, it's like, come on, guys, we're all in this together. We all want the same thing. Like, listen to me. You have to think for yourselves. Like, I know this is hard. I know it's not perfect, but like, I didn't design the fucking system. Like, I'm not the one responsible for it. Like, this is the only way to get stuff done. Like, adapt or fucking die. Like, that's just how it is, you know. Like, you know, it's not necessary to accept everything as true. Just accept it as necessary. Like, do you think I'm doing this because I want to? No, I'm doing this because this is what needs to be done. I'm trying to make it perfect. Like, I need your instrument to keep the machine running. Like, you know, it's not just about exploring sound, no matter what they tell you. It's about using sound to get beyond sound, outside of sound. Like, we need to surrender our judgment to sound. You know, sound has no external limits. It's nothing but change. Like, you know, a composer's not a creator, you know. Like, technique is our... composition demands correctness. Technique is our proxy. Like, the composition is the true answer to the question that technique demands of us. You know, there's no such thing as good or bad so long as you're competent. Like, it's so simple. If you put in the right kind of work, it will be good. Like you. Yeah. Let's get my max patch up on the screen. Let's actually do this, you know. Like, have you got the max patch there? I want to see the max patch. Come on. Max patch. Yeah, you know, like, look at my max patch. Look at my fucking max patch. You know, this is what good work sounds like. Like, we have to give in to realism. Like, how do you expect to get real if you're just playing along with reality? Like, let's try and do something truly radical for a change instead of trying to be popular and, you know, stop obsessing over concepts. There's nothing real there. There's nothing to reach beyond. You know, we need to remove the mask of cleverness. Like, if you're looking for ideals out there in the so-called real world, I've got news for you, buddy. You're wasting your fucking time. There's nothing out there. Everything that matters is right here, right now in this console. Like, this is the right place to be. This is the best there is. Sorry, guys. You're either a winner or a loser. Like, let's get real. This is the only reality you need to worry about. Like, this is the real thing. Like, forget it. Okay. Mum, Dad, are you here? Yeah, can you come onto the stage? Like, can you show these guys how to actually fucking play music? You know what I'm saying? For God's sake. Keep going, come on. Oh, for God's sake. Unbelievable. Well, why have you stopped? Come on, fucking go! Keep going! Jesus Christ! Come on, keep going. Mum, Dad, are you here yet? Where are you? Oh, come on. Oh, this is ridiculous. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. Come on, we need to invest in those dividends. Come on. Come on, this is we need some real music, guys. Come on, seriously. There you are. Okay, come on, show these guys how to actually play music. You know? God's sake. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Yeah. For God's sake. Come on. Like, keep playing, guys. Like, for God's sake, like, what's happened to our sense of duty? Like, passion, inner agitation. Like, you know, why are we castrating these very elements that make music the greatest achievement of our civilization, you know, that set it apart from the rest of the world? Like, how can you lack such imagination? Like, nothing's changed the fact that we love great sound, and nothing ever will unless we let it. Like, we need to, like, what's wrong with trying to build and maintain a culture through sound? Like, what's wrong with believing in progress, expansion, in the ability to attain ultimate goals through rational striving, in the ingenuity of the individual, in hard work? Like, composing the new and being truly creative is tough fucking work, man. Like, that's why we value progress over laziness. That's why we're the true progressives here. You know, like a sound we've heard before is only a cliche if you don't perform it properly, if you don't have the right discipline. You know, you can't have freedom without discipline. You know, it's not just about exploring sound, no matter what they tell you. It's about, like, that's what the conservatory teaches you, how to situate your own unique self within the culture and tradition. Like, I mean, you can see for yourself, there's all kinds of different people making all kinds of music here. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just an insane delusion to think that we're all composing based on the same presuppositions and ideas. Like, we can all see the reality. You know, we're the ones who are actually tolerant of diversity. It's like, think about it. Who's the real establishment here? Who's really trying to repress your freedom? Just think about it. I'm not trying to do away with taking pride in your work. I'm not trying to do away with anything that lets people express themselves appropriately. You know, we really need to do away with this antagonism, which is just driving us apart, and try and concentrate on saving our music. You know, I studied here to become a specialist in music. Like, an inversion is not a revolution. Like, I'm so sick of this relativistic dictatorship, this fascistic oppression of true radicalism. Like, where's my freedom? You know, like, why should these self-elected custodians of new music set the limits of acceptable taste? Why is it only acceptable to be fucking shit? Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but at least I'm not telling people what to think or feel. I'm not trying to repress or silence anyone, like, who disagrees with me, who composes differently. I'm just trying to draw attention to the fact that we need instrumental music to ensure our survival as musicians. Like, you know, if we don't compose instrumentally, what's left? Like, if we can't protect this knowledge, then what value does it have anymore? Like, if fucking anyone can compose now without earning a right to be a composer, without learning your responsibilities, then what value does composing even have anymore? Like, what meaning are you trying to communicate? That everything's meaningless? Like, you're going to give all this away for nothing? Just so it can be deconstructed or debunked? You know, all these perverted creeps who just want to get off on pornographizing and objectifying our musical knowledge. Like, knowledge is more sacred than just fucking expressing yourself. Like, our actions have consequences. Like, come on. Like, and we realize, we worry, we wonder why people are so rude and lacking in manners these days. Like, this is exactly why places like this are so important. Our education is our conversion to truth. It's about liberating you from your ignorance. It's about producing the right kind of musician who can actually stand up for themselves in this world of competition without whining about being a fucking loser all the time. Like, I'm so sick of all this gaslighting that what I can see and hear is bad is good, and what's good is apparently bad, just because some uneducated fraudster told me so. Like, just because you're on a concert program doesn't mean you're actually a composer. Doesn't mean you can tell me how I should feel about things. Like, I forgot, let's just be fucking reasonable, for God's sake. Have you never written a score? Then you're not a composer. Like, have you not even graduated from the conservatory? Then you're not a composer. Have you never even studied music theory? Then you're not a composer. Have you never harmonized the Bach chorale? Then you're not a composer. Have you not memorized all multiphonic fingering charts? Harmonic positions, pitch frequencies, rhythmic matrices, spectral analyses of instrument waveforms? Then you're not a composer. Do you not care about how your music sounds? Then you're not a composer. Do you think that there are no new sounds? Then you're not a composer. Do you think that there's no right or wrong way to listen? Then you're not a composer. Do you think aesthetics are malleable? Then you're not a composer. Have you ever written for anything other than an instrument? Then you're not a composer. Has your music never been performed in a concert hall? Then you're not a composer. Do you want to expand the definition of music? Then you're not a composer. Does your music refer to anything other than itself? Then you're not a composer. Do you think that all options and opinions are valid? Then you're not a composer. Have you ever outsourced your decision making to a concept or algorithm? Then you're not a composer. Do you not value intuition? Then you're not a composer. Do you value ideas over craft? Do you think that ideas can elicit emotional beauty? Then you're not a composer. Like, are you more interested in thinking than in producing results? Then you're not a composer. Do you think that music is a luxury? Do you think high art is elitist? Do you think competition is bad? Then you're not a composer. Do you find irony and naivety acceptable? Then you're not a composer. Do you think it's okay for your audience to be bored? Do you not care what your audience thinks? Then you're not a composer. Do you not care about your legacy? Do you not value tradition? Then you're not a composer. Can you afford to fail? Then you're not a composer. Like, can we please just get away from all this insane hysteria and just get back to normality? Like, why does no one want that? Don't you see this is not the alternative? There is no alternative. We need to intensify the natural balance of all the tools at our disposal. We need to tune our human rhythms to the rhythm of the planet, you know. We need to seize our inner silence, recognize our transcendent selves flowing through the sound, the suspension and fluidity of time, like a sonic memory in chord and response with itself. Like where's your sense of childhood wonder? You know, the truth will set you free. Work sets you free. It's only through the circles of collective will that we can actually transcend desire. You know, like, how are we supposed to hold a meaningful discourse if we don't struggle to supersede perfection through the acceleration and intensification of our craft? Like, who would be so arrogant as not try and aim for the best music, to show people that our systems exist for a reason, right? You're all behind me on the stage, you're all way up there in the balcony with the fucking raised platform here separating us. Who think's fucking in charge here? It's like without the hierarchy, there's no impetus to act. Like, don't fuck with real composers who actually care about producing something real, you know? Like, I studied here to become an expert in music. Like, the whole point of me being a composer is that I'm better than you, a composer. Like, if I wasn't better, then I wouldn't be a composer. Like, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't right. You didn't write this fucking piece, I did. Why would I ever let you decide what's right and wrong? How dare you repress me like that? You wouldn't even survive a second out of here if it wasn't for me. Like, I studied here so that you could know your place. I could know my place. I'd be nothing without DKDM, nothing. So stop being envious of the fact that I'm better than you and just get off and fucking work. You have a sacred duty as a direct manifestation of the composer's will through music. We are the vessels of divine inspiration. Beauty is truth. Beauty is duty. You're beholden to me. You're not interpreting the music. You are the music. You're the score, the instrument. Nothing should escape the fire of your enthusiasm. Come on, work. Like, you, get the nice video up. Get the nice video. You, the stroke. Do the stroke. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right, come on. Work. Just fucking work. Why are you working for me? You are the musicians. You have a sacred duty. You are me. You're the vessel through which my soul flows. You are the vessel of divine inspiration. Beauty is truth. Come on, fucking work. Go. Fucking work harder. Come on. Keep running. Come on. Louder. Get it. Come on. We need more. We need so much more. We need access. We need the For God's sake! What the hell is wrong with you people? How do you expect to get real if you're too weak to take things seriously? How can you be so fucking ungrateful? Like, I shouldn't even fucking be here, you know? I should be sitting here in the audience listening or be at home or on holiday or I don't know, like, I didn't want to do this. You forced me here because none of you have the fucking balls to actually commit to or believe in what needs to be done. I mean, like, you can't even fucking pretend to believe. I bet you were all fucking there, like, the other week, like, oh no, the fascists, oh, they voted for the wrong president, oh no, oh. At least fascists actually fucking believe in something. At least there's something giving them meaning and purpose. Like, what the fuck do you believe in? Nothing. Nothing. It's like, you know, stop blaming everything that happens to you on systems that you can't change. It's your own fault for not believing in anything anymore. It's like when we learn that thinking isn't going to get you anywhere. It's the sounds that you have to let do the thinking for you. Like, believe in sound for a start. It's like belief is instrumental to music. I believe in instrumental music. I love instrumental music. Like instrumental music is the means by which we absolve ourselves from death and decay and affirm life. Like, why are you brushing all this away as just meaningless? Like, what does it say about our society and our culture that we're so indifferent, so disappointed by the prospect of redemption and fulfillment? Like, where's your fucking gratitude, for Christ's sake? Like, how do you not understand that you are standing on the blood and bones of generations of people who willingly suffered to make all this possible? Like, how can you be so ungrateful for the fact that here, things fucking work? That you're actually fortunate to be here, in Denmark, in Europe, and not some soul somewhere else. That you belong here. That Europe and European values embody stature, reliability, that, you know, people want to come here from all over the world because we're better. That through our hard work, thoughtfulness, honing of our craft, we've earned our freedom. You know, we deserve to be the best. Like, if you can't understand that, like, tough fucking luck. Like, honestly, like, just try working a bit fucking harder next time. I mean, like, do you think we got here without basing the whole foundation of our culture on hard work? Like, stop pretending that you've been ground down by the system when we all know you're just lazy as shit. Like, at least what I'm doing is just honest for once. At least I'm not like you who are just happy to let everything fail and fall apart. Like, stop looking inside yourself for answers and try and look beyond your own perspective and understanding of things. Like, make yourself believe. Believing's hard fucking work, believe you me. You know, I'm just so tired of spending all these years composing what I thought people wanted from me, you know? Like, I just wanted to make a normal fucking concert for a change. But why should I listen to any of you people after you demonstrate time and time again that you don't know or even fucking care about shit? Like, how much better I am than all of you. Like, I feel so fucking stupid. Like, obviously, like, what the fuck do I benefit from listening to you or your fucking worthless sentimental opinions? Like, why not have some fucking humility and assume that maybe I know something that you don't? Like, I'm not like you people. Like, the whole point is I'm a fucking man. I write the story to my own life. I don't share my life with any of you people. Like, the whole point is that I have to work harder because there's no one strong enough to help or support me. And that's what makes my music better, that I actually fucking worked for this. I did all of it myself. You know, like, I'm not saying things are perfect, that I don't suffer in the system. Like, you have no idea how much I suffer. But, you know, I fucking embrace that suffering. Like the only thing that gives a musical life any meaning is its excess. These things that we would rather die than live without, that make us aware that we're alive. You know, like that's your problem, you know. Like, how can you be expected to die for music if you don't even live for music? Like, how are we supposed to inspire future generations to do the same things that we do? Like, don't you get it? Like enough isn't enough anymore. Like, we need to fully embrace these things which give us meaning and purpose, you know, for which we're prepared to die. Like, you know, there's nothing valuable in a music based on fear. Like, our progress is dependent on self-sacrifice. Like, we've recognized this for over 2,000 years. You know, that there's a reason why they're called musical works, because you have to fucking work. That pain must always precede pleasure, you know, and we have to fully embrace things which give us meaning and purpose, for which we're prepared to die, you know. Like, dulce et decorum est pro musica mori. Like, who here is prepared to die for DKDM, for example? You know, just for an example. Like, who here is prepared to offer themselves up for redemption, huh? You? Yeah, no one. There you go. Well, I, for one, would rather die than see our craft come to an end. Like, it's easier to imagine the end of the world than imagine the end of craft. You know, like, we can't just accept things the way they are. Like, accepting means accepting death. We move forward or die. Like, where's your respect? Seriously, like, why am I the only one who's actually committed to anything? Like you guys, like I fucking hate performers. Seriously, like what the fuck does music have to do with a human body anyway? Like, music is just sound. Like, you know what it is? Like, human beings are so fucking obsessed with themselves that they cannot even think for 1 second about sound. Like, how are you supposed to let the music speak if you're so fucking insecure? Like, at least what I'm doing is just honest for once. Like, I don't want things to fail, fall apart. Like if this concert fails, like, do you think DKDM can afford to diminish its status just because someone wanted to be different? Do you think it can afford to platform someone who doesn't want to succeed? Do you think I can afford anything other than certainty, guarantee what we know works and has worked and been worked on since ancient times? Like, if there's nothing to symbolize achievement, then what's the fucking point? Like, what value are we to anyone or anything? Like, why would you not worry about how people will judge your value and decency as a human being if your music's bad? Like, why am I suddenly a villain just because, I don't know, because I take myself seriously and want to be a great composer and actually care and worry about what people think of me? Because I want to do it better, more beautifully, and more impressively than anyone else. Because I want your experience of my music to make you realize how fucking awful, chaotic, disordered, ugly, terrible everyone else's music is. Like what greater purpose could this concert have than to show you how much I've learned, how much knowledge and skill I've put into this work that I've suffered to produce? What could be more inspiring? What about that makes me love you any less? Don't you get it? If I fail this concert because none of you believed in me, who the fuck's gonna want to, who's gonna want to listen to or hear anything I have to say ever again? This is who I am. This is my value, my worth as a human being. How am I supposed to survive when everything depends on me, but I can't do shit? Like, why do you never give me enough? Why is nothing I do ever enough for you? Like, I give and give and give, and it's never enough. Never. Like, I try my best to make things right, and every time nothing ever changes, ever. Like, why do you not want to be loved? Like, why do you hate everything that's ever been made? That's ever dead to exist? It's like you don't understand how much I love you, and how much I have to love you in order to make this work. Like you have to love the music in order to make it work. We need to be terrorists of love. We need to be utterly fucking ruthless and uncompromising in our love. Like, if it doesn't work, it's because I don't love you enough. You don't love me enough. We don't love each other and the music enough. Like, it doesn't work because we don't love enough. Like I don't get it. Like I'm doing everything right. Like, I did it. We had great sounds. We had some video, some fucking screen, even though that's just shit, but you seem to like it, so I put it there for you. We brought the organ out for you. Like, I don't know, like, I did everything right. We had great sounds, and you still don't love me. Like, why? Like, how can you not love me? Like I don't, like, seriously, like, why don't you, like, how can you not love me? Like, okay, you, seriously, like, okay, like, tell me, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? No, you don't. You're just saying that to make me feel better. No, you're not being serious right now. You're just trying to make me feel better. You don't love me. Come on, you don't love me. Yeah, there you go. See? I told you. What do you have to say to that, huh? Nothing. No. Okay, you know what? Come with me. Come on, we're going to sort this out. Like, okay, seriously, everyone stand up. We're going to go onto the stage right now. I'm serious. Like, everyone stand up. We're going onto the stage. We're going to sort this out. Okay, come on, guys. There you go. Can we get some audience lights? Thank you. Come on, we're going to go onto the stage. We're going to sort this out. Come on. Come on. Can we get some chairs up here? Guys, can you turn my mic off?